What's going on, everybody? My name is Andrew Oliva and I love to review movies. If you haven't already, please leave a like down below and hit subscribe. It helps me out so much. Violent Night comes out this weekend and it stars David Harbour, and it's a new Christmas action comedy movie. And just by the premise of this movie, when I found out the premise, I was sold. I was like, this is one of my most anticipated movies of the year. I don't know why. David Harbour playing Santa Claus beats up a bunch of bad guys. I was sold. And after seeing the movie, I can say it's exactly what I wanted it to be. Does it have flaws? Yes. But at the end of the movie, was I satisfied with the experience watching it? Yes, I was. And a lot of the issues with the movie are just some of the generic stuff that I have problems with a lot of movies that just little story issues, not some pacing issues. Like there's this movie is full of action from the beginning and the end. There's non-stop action, but there's a point in the middle where the movie really slows down almost to a halt, and where we learn some backstory on some characters, and that the middle of the movie didn't really work for me. It felt really slow and I found myself getting taken out of the movie. But like I said, the end of the movie, once we get out of that little slow section in the middle, it's full throttle. It's non-stop action, non-stop comedy, and I had a blast watching this movie. David Harbour as Santa Claus, as good as you think he's going to be. He's fantastic as Santa Claus, and he fully commits to the role. And that's another thing. This movie does not take itself seriously, which I think was the right direction to go. Just a few years ago, I think, or maybe 2020, we had that Mel Gibson Santa movie, Fat Man, I think it was called. And that movie took itself way too seriously when it should have been a fun little action comedy. But it took itself way too seriously, and it was just not a fun time watching it. This movie is the complete opposite. Yes, it has its flaws, but it's just so much fun. The movie is brutal. It's bloody, but it always finds a way to pull on your heartstrings. There's the big emotional thread throughout this movie is the relationship between Santa Claus and this little girl, and we see some interactions between them throughout the movie, and that's the biggest thing that worked about this movie was the relationship between him and this kid. It was really heartwarming. By the end, I was satisfied with the emotional punch. As for issues, like I said, the pacing is a little off, but my biggest issues are the characters other than Santa Claus. We're introduced to this family who gets robbed and they're taken over by mercenaries, and they're some of the most annoying characters in a movie this year that I've seen, and we're supposed to kind of root for this family, right? Because they're the ones being held hostage. But if they're all annoying brats, then how am I going to care about them? They try to find ways to redeem them at the end, and it sort of worked. But at the end of the day, I still remember all these awful things about this family, and even the main member of the family, the father that we're really focusing on, even he is unlikable at times, and he comes around towards the end, but it's mainly these other side characters, the father, or the main dude that we're focused on, his sister, her husband, her son, and their mother, who are all the worst characters I have seen in a movie. And if they'd written them better and made me care about them, I think I would have enjoyed this movie a lot better. Because at the end of the day, I enjoyed the action. I enjoyed the comedy. I enjoyed David Harbour's performance. But I just wish it had better written characters, because they were really getting on my nerves. And at the end of the day, when I left the movie, I wasn't thinking, oh my god, this movie is ruined because of these characters. No, I had fun watching it, and that's the best thing I could say. It's fun. If you go in expecting this serious Christmas thriller, you're going to be disappointed. But if you go in just wanting a fun, silly action Christmas movie that gets you into Christmas spirit, I'd say watch it. It's a really fun movie that I, for the most part, really enjoyed. Now, some people are calling this a new Christmas classic. I wouldn't go as far as to say that, but I had a great time watching it, and if you see it, I hope you have a great time watching it. Let me know what you thought about Violent Night in the comments below, and have a great day.